Hi, I'm Christopher Stewart. Now, one of the things that I would like to talk about today is what is it about acting that I love so much? There's a lot of misconceptions about theater and acting by a lot of people all over the world. In a lot of cases, it's not necessarily wrong, it's just different opinions, it's different ideas. Okay? When people look at me and say, what is it that I love the most about acting? Well, this is the thing. I'm not like everybody else. What I love the absolute most about acting is that I get to be a part of something which helps make a director's dream come true. Okay? As a cast, we are all parts. We're a team, and we're creating theater. And in that theater, we're creating art for you to enjoy. But more than art for you to enjoy, we're creating the director's dream. We're making what the director wanted to happen, happen. And that's the most important thing. Okay? When you understand that, you start to realize why I do some of the films I did. Sometimes people would sit there and say, well, I don't know, Chris, first director and beginning film and whatnot. And then they'd start working with me. And I'd start working with the director. And we turned something which it was, I don't know, maybe this would be a mistake into, wow, that's incredible. I'm glad to have been a part of it. This was fun. And that's the thing. This is why, when you sit there and you see films with me where you're seeing people like Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer as extras, and you're wondering why they're these big Hollywood stars and they're in extra roles, it's because they had the chance to be a part of something. You have to get out of the Hollywood mindset. Okay, it's not this whole big rigmarole of what's A class, B class, C class, who's on top, what's important for Star magazine, how does this image look and appear, what does this do for our company, all of that crap. No, it's gone. That's never a part of theater. You have to understand how I became part of theater to begin with. Okay? When I started working in theater, I started working with Mario Bava in Italy. In Italy in the 1980s, the directors had hundreds of thousands of scripts, most of which they still haven't done, okay? Which they weren't allowed to do because of the politics of their country. And because of that, they weren't able to do their art. When the politics finally changed, and I came over along with several other people, Barbara Steele, Ursula Andress, we got together and we worked with people so that their dreams could happen. Okay? That's what's important. We're making the director's dream come true. We're a part of something great. And that's what's really fun about theater. Seeing the joy in the director's eyes when all of a sudden what he wanted to happen is happening in front of him. And he thought it could never be. And there it is. When I was working with Roger Corman so much, I was doing anything and everything in his productions just because I wanted to help him get those productions made. And that's what was important. That was what was fun. I was sitting around talking with Roger Corman once, and he was saying that he really liked Tracy Lords, and he hated the bum rap that she had gotten. And he thought that, she's a young kid, she was close to my age, and he thought that she should really have a better shot at acting, and he wanted to do something with her in film as an actual actress and pull her out of all the bad side of everything that she'd been through, because he'd read everything that had happened to her. And I looked at him and said, well, I know Tracy. And he said, you're kidding. And then I put the two of them together. And that was part of what was really fun about theater. bringing the cast together, bringing people together, bringing people up on set. When you're working with another actor and they're kind of, I don't know about this, and you're snapping into character, and you're bringing them up to a higher level of theater, and you're helping them act. That's what's fun. That's what's really enjoyable. That's what I love the most about theater. The other thing I love the most about theater is becoming something I am not. It is so much fun to get into a role, to be something different, to be a monster, to be a person from another country, to learn a different language, speak in a different dialect, have makeup put on my face, do something completely not me, just to be something else. Okay? I'm a role player. I started playing role-playing games when Dungeons & Dragons first came out in '78. And I've never stopped. I enjoy role-playing games. And I love being something else, pretending to be a different thing, going into a different character. And that is what's really enjoyable and really fun. Plus, is working with people. Working with people from all over the world, working with incredible, experienced actors, people like Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price. I mean, it was a dream come true working with these people. You know, I mean, how many people can say that they got a chance to work with Carrie Fisher? It's just amazing, you know, and you're sitting there working with your dreams. And that's what Hollywood, that's what film and theater is about, making dreams come true. Making dreams come true for the director so that his dream is coming true, he's able to make what he wanted to do. Making it for the screenplay writer so that his play is actually being performed. Being everything for the cast around you so that they enjoy what they're doing. And then, lastly, the fact that you can actually work with people that you admire and really enjoy that. That's what I love about theater. Okay? Theater to me is serious work, it's hard work, but it's enjoyable work. And theater to me is art. It's doing everything to make great art. And everything else about Hollywood, I don't even look at. I don't even think about. I don't even want to know. I don't even care. This is why I get so ticked off at agents every time I get these conversations with these specifically Hollywood agents who sit there and say things like, oh, B films, or oh, A this, oh, you want me to talk to an A-lister, or all this nonsense. Because it's like, what? Are you obsessed with the Star magazine, People magazine, and the various and sundriest things that talk about Hollywood? Or are you actually making Hollywood happen? Do I care whether or not you don't like the fact that that director is doing a low-budget film? No, I don't care that you don't like that. I want to work in that quote-unquote low-budget film. Why? I like the story, I like the script, I like the part, and mostly I want to make the director's dream come true. Okay? Watch me in some of these productions. I mean, I did things like in the production of DEFCON 4, I was Gideon Hayes. Now, if you look at that production, my character almost screams off the screen because I'm acting at that high level of a caliber. And everybody else had to kick up to me. And we literally lifted the entire script and brought it to a higher level. Because it was such a production where, like some of the other low budget starting scripts, first directing attempts, it was a good film, but without high power actors, it would have almost been a joke to watch. With us, on the other hand, it became a serious production that you enjoy seeing. Okay? And you look at modern day Hollywood, sometimes people are so into being themselves that you're not actually seeing a cast. You're not actually seeing characters. And on top of which, you're seeing, oh, that star from that film is in this film, and he seems like the character from that film, and that character, and that character, and he's always the same. Now, part of that's to draw back to Rorschach acting. But the main thing is, a lot of it is misconceptions. It's people thinking incorrectly. People thinking more about how their appearance is, about whether or not this film is worthy of them, or worthy of their agency, or worthy of this. Everything has to be worthy of that. Guys, just because all the great Hollywood directors of the 1980s are retired does not mean we cannot do great art. Now get off your high horses, come back down to reality, realize that most of modern day directors just came out of film school, and this may be their first script. And down the line, they may be the next George Lucas, Steven Spielberg. So give them a break. But what they need to do that is high power actors, not scripts. Scripts do not make a film. The actor does. The actor does because the actor wants to. It's like in everyday work, you have the people in any job. You have the people that are there to try and get raises just by working as hard as they can. And you have the people that goof off. It's the same thing with theater. I'm one of those people that never goofs off, that is always constantly a workhorse trying to better myself and the film and everyone around me. And that's what I love about theater. It's the fact that what you are doing is you are taking the best of you, giving your all, helping others, bringing them up, bringing the best of them out, working with each other to try and actually make a scene even higher grade than what the director wants. A lot of times it's very difficult because a lot of actors are kind of afraid to really step out and be outgoing when it comes down to it. But you have to be when you're really high caliber. You have to be able to sit there and go, okay, we're the director's world. The director doesn't know what he wants. He thinks he does, but he really doesn't. We have to show him what he really wants. And to do that, you have to listen to everything the director says, do everything the director wants, and then do 10 times more. Surprise the director with a wow, this can really be. And then he shuts up and lets you act. And the characters take form, and the world creates. And you take any film, any production, and you make it a high caliber production. What makes an A-list quote-unquote film is not who's directing it or who's starring in it. It's how serious are the actors. How good is the director as a photographer? That's what makes it. And that's what's really enjoyable, because if you sit there and you work together as a team to come up with something great, you do amazing things. If you look at any of the productions we did overseas, a lot of people sit there and scream, foreign film. If you look at 90% of the productions we did in Italy, in Germany, in England, and you match them against today's productions, they'll be equal, even against the high-grade CGI. You'll have a good time watching the production. And that's because of the high-quality directors, the high-quality actors, and most importantly, the entire team working together to give you that experience. And that is what I love doing. I love bringing people together, making things happen. I'm a leader. I like to lead. I like to help people along, to show people that, hey, yeah, that was good, but hey, I think you can take it up a notch. And watching the joy in their face when they realize they can. Okay? When you take a Broadway aspect to theater, it's fun because it's not just helping you, it's helping everyone around you. When you're making them work harder and enjoying what, and they see what they're coming out with, and they're like, yeah, I can really do this. That's what makes great art. And a lot of times, the hardest problem with that is getting away from the, we want to show the modern world, we want to show the everyday person, and realize you're still a character in a play. Be a character in a play. You can be more real, more three-dimensional if you just try. Thank you.